You're listening to the Sanspants Network.
Hey everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Baseless Speculation on pop culture and research so you do not have to. I am Joel.
I am Jackson.
And Joel Dusha is away with COVID.
Yeah, he's a sick boy. He got the allergy, so he couldn't be here today. So sad. Oh, well, who cares?
So instead we're doing a question and answer episode.
Yes, that's
so
right.
I guess, hey boys, or in this case, hey Jackson.
Yeah.
What do you think some of our listeners are going to ask us?
I don't know. What would our listeners ask us?
Why are you born that way? What happened?
What's wrong with you, maybe?
Guys, do you know what joy is
Yeah.
anymore?
If you've enjoyed a movie in your goddamn life, maybe
Maybe.
people will want to know.
Maybe.
Yes.
Well, thankfully, we actually don't have to speculate.
Okay.
On the wonderful or middling, up to you,
Yeah.
Sanspants Plus Discord.
Okay.
We've canvassed for some
Yeah.
questions.
People have asked us questions in the Dear Baseless Boys channel.
Damn right.
Yeah.
A new channel made just for this very occasion.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty special. All right. So let's go through them.
All right.
It's good. You know, we used to have a inbox once a year. We'd say, "Hey, send those messages in," and then
Forgot
We
that we forgot we
had
had
the
that.
inbox.
Then we forgot that password.
Yeah,
and then
it's
we were
gone
like, what
now.
was it again?
Who
And it was like
knows?
this, and there was so many S's in it.
oh yeah, it was too many S's to give somebody.
So no thank you. We've got a new email address, one where my laptop has saved the password.
Well, we're not going to get stuck out of this one.
So I believe that is, yes, bsboyspod at gmail.com.
BSboyspod@gmail.com. So if you want to send us a frickin' email, send us a frickin' email. But till then, we're going to jump on the Discord.
Yes. So, Captain Co, they are asking, if you had to do a clip show filled with fake clips from your life/career, which fake clips would make the cut? First off, what? Secondly, me wrestling an alligator.
I think the problem with this question is that everything would make there wouldn't be anything left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Because none of it's real.
You'd
So
have to
like
go and make
it doesn't matter. It's insane to be like, I will imagine a fake thing that happened in my life, and then I will be like, it's not good enough for the final cut. Captain Co, the question doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
So Hazard Sparks, they're asking, what were your thoughts on Alien Romulus and The Crow, if you've seen either of those? I have not. Have you?
I haven't. I want to see Alien Romulus, but a thing happened with Alien Romulus where I've seen too much people talking about it, and I know it's coloring my opinion of it, which is very annoying. And I recently watched Alien 3, and I was like, this is awesome. This is like one of the best movies, maybe not the best movies I've ever seen. But
Alien
I was like,
3?
I loved it. I loved it so much. I was like, one, I think it's awesome to do Aliens, which is like this kind of like, it's still an alien movie, so it's still like messed up or whatever. But it is like victorious, hoorah, like we step away from him, you bitch, or whatever. Like it's got a very uplifting ending. And then Alien 3, which is like, hey, motherfucker, fuck you. And I love that about it. And then the whole movie is like this melodramatic, haunted, gothic castle movie. Anyway, I really liked it.
Okay, well, that's good.
And I liked it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do wonder what watching it now as like an adult as opposed to what I was like maybe a teen or whatever, with that knowledge that, is it Fincher?
Yeah.
He was he wanted just nothing about.
Yep.
Do you want to do it? She was like, nah, I want my name taken off. I hated every
Absolutely.
moment
he
of this.
still
This
hates it.
sucked.
Yeah.
To kind of like, and also the whole like, don't worry, next Alien, though, we're going to
Earth,
And then everyone was
baby.
like, by that we mean a wood planet run by, and by that
We mean a
prison
prison full of pedophiles.
Yeah.
Is that what you want for your alien blockbuster franchise?
Yeah. And don't worry, here's not a dog alien. Initially, it was like some sort
Yak
of
or something?
horse alien,
Yeah.
maybe. And they're like,
Dog
now.
alien?
And I'm like, what if we got a dog in an alien suit?
Yeah. Oh, it
Ooh.
looks way too silly. Never mind.
Okay. Whoopsie days.
I think as well, something that made me enjoy it so much is because, especially, hey, on this freaking show, we talk so much about like you watch a sequel to a movie that's just kind of like either does the first movie again, or it's like really like precious about its main characters and stuff, and really it's like trying to make you the audience like, you know, like they. Like bringing Robert Downey Jr. back for Doctor Doom, where it's like, it's your freaking guy.
You know your guy. You love
your
your
guy's
guy.
back. Don't
Your
worry,
guy,
no.
he's right there.
The characters you love, you get to see again. And Alien 3 is like, the characters you love from the first movie, hey, they're dead.
They're dead. They're
And
so dead.
the-
We killed the kid.
Yeah,
It's
Newt is getting
dead.
an autopsy at the beginning of this movie. And anyway, I kind of respect the hell out of it. And I really liked it. But what it means is that I think Alien Romulus, which I've heard is a bit paint by numbers, it's a bit Rogue One, I've heard people say.
Yeah, I've also heard that they're sort of comparing it to the Wolverine Deadpool sort of cameo fuckfest or like reference fuck.
Yeah, and that's
put me off.
That puts me off just even based on how much I loved Alien 3 for doing like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think if I hadn't watched Alien 3, I would maybe be more excited. And The Crow I know nothing of, but I've heard that the new movie is atrocious, and that's exciting.
A big fan of the original comic, and like it's a really interesting like I don't know if you know much about the story, but like James O'Barr, he's the author and illustrator of that. And he wrote it from a place of grief and despair and anger, and because his wife and kid got killed in a hit and run.
Oh damn!
And it's just it was him dealing.
Yeah.
And it was all about like I want revenge on the people that did this. And so he wrote this, The Crow, the original graphic novel, and it's really.
You can
really
feel,
good. It's a really good read. Like I highly recommend it. It's a really good read. It's just this beautiful, poetic. It's just really. I don't want to say nice because it's not. It comes from like
probably be pretty horrible. Such
like anger and hatred and all this kind of stuff. And so that went out in the world, and I guess processing all that, and then they made the Crow with Brandon Lee. Then Brandon Lee got shot with the. Like there's a mishap with the prop gun, and so he ended up dying. And like the author, he was just like, I hate that I wrote this book.
Oh, damn!
This book has like it came from a place of grief and sadness, and now it is causing more grief and sadness. It sucks. And then they've never made a decent Crow movie after that. So I think there was one with like Edward Furlong as the Crow, and then maybe one with Kirsten Stewart as a Lady the Crow.
Whoa, that's cool.
And I don't think any of them were good.
Yeah, and hey, by all accounts, this one's like 13% on Rotten Tomatoes or even less.
Yeah, so I haven't heard anything about it, and I just don't know if it. Again, good luck making a Crow film that's good. I guess because there's so much that it goes into of like the aesthetic. And it's a revenge film, it's a revenge story that you don't really see much these days.
Or if you do, it's like a kind of like a John Wick or like Bob Odenkirk's.
No,
is that a revenge movie?
no,
I've actually not seen that movie.
It's a cool action film.
Hell yeah!
But this is more of a like. Yeah, a supernatural revenge. Wanting to get back at the people that did you wrong.
No, I broke Batman.
Oh no, not Batman. Oh, he'll be fine.
He can still fight crime like this.
Does that mean because we're just playing with some toys?
Bro, give me Aquaman's legs.
Oh yeah, you can take Aquaman's leg. Give me Batman's leg.
You gotta be watching this on YouTube, guys, so you can see us this week.
We ruined some DC.
I don't think this works.
I don't think it's going to
Aquaman's
work.
leg hole is too small for Batman.
Batman is also a bit too small, but I think we did a pretty decent job.
I can't get them together.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So yes, I good luck making a Crow film, but like I don't know, because it just feels like a lot needs to come together. You need to sort of like if you're wanting to tell a story, tell the story.
Yeah.
And you're using that. If you're adapting a story like that, you're like, all right, I want to tell a certain thing. So like maybe you're processing your own grief as a filmmaker, or and there's a lot going into that.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, and you're just doing it by either paint by numbers, or if you're doing it for like, oh, we've got to keep the rights.
Yeah, I'm guessing this was a matter of like, hey, this is an IP that people recognize. Which is why so many movies get made. days.
and they suck.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no opinion because I haven't seen it, but I don't.
I'm not gonna see it.
Yeah, maybe if it comes out on a streaming service, and I'm even then,
There's better movies to watch.
I just don't know. I don't
AD
know.
Venture says, "Are there any episodes you want to do a do-over on?"
Of Baseless? No. Everyone is perfect.
I think I would kind of be interested in, because Baseless Speculation came out of doing what did we think of that, and what do we think will happen in. And we've done a lot of movies that like now have become these like tent poles sort of.
Sorry to pause you, Jack, but I think your mic's fucked.
Da 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 da. So it is.
I look forward to the edit here.
Yeah, good luck to you. That's
We'll go back to AD Venture.
AD Venture asks, are there any episodes you want to do a do-over on?
Well, of Baseless Speculation, no, everyone was pretty much
Yeah.
perfect and good, and I stand by everything we've ever said. Unless we were very wrong, then no.
Yeah. Every time we've messed up a speculation, I want to do over to get it right. No,
Yeah.
I think so. Baseless Speculation came out of Plumbing the Death Star, which you should, if you're listening to this and you've not listened to Plumbing the Death Star, what the hell is wrong with you? Where we used to do episodes that were what do we think will happen in and what did we think of, which were basically based reactions and baseless speculations. And a lot of those movies that we've done episodes on, that we did episodes on, are now like touchstone movies that we refer back to heaps on this show. And I'd kind of be interested in going back and watching those movies and doing like a baseless speculation on them, sort of like going back and doing like Age of Ultron or The Last Jedi or like Jurassic World or something.
Oh, like less of a baseless speculation, more of a baseless reaction.
Yeah, based reaction, I suppose. Yeah, well, you're not speculating. You know what happened in them.
Yeah. We know.
You've seen them now.
Yeah.
But just to see if my opinions changed and like, because like we were watching those movies back in like frickin' 2017, 2018. So like now with the amount of movies I've watched, would I go back and like love, I don't know.
Yeah, would I love Rogue One?
yeah.
So I do remember.
I think I liked Rogue One, and I wonder
yeah.
if I'd go back, would I hate it? You know?
Yeah, and again, because of
freaking
how
knows?
much has changed, and you're kind of getting the first thing, and like we were watching it, and it was like always like a midnight screening.
Yeah.
Oh, it killed me. And you know, there's that kind of thing where you don't want to rock too many boats.
Yeah.
And like initially, like especially back then when it was all fresh and new. And you know, no one's doing anything, bro. You don't want to say anything. And like we got a few times people being like, "How did they not like this?" or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, and so I know for a few things, my opinion was very, I don't know.
You weren't given 100% of what how you genuinely
like I was,
felt.
Yeah, like I was like, I'll temper myself somewhat.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I give my
Real opinion, people will get mad.
either people are going to get mad. It's like, or it's 3 a.m. right now, and I'm too tired to make an argument. Or string something together. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, whatever. It was fine.
Is true
3 out of
that
5.
most of those episodes were recorded sleepy style.
Yeah.
we were doing it sleepy mode.
Yeah, and
So
I think Rogue One is one that I'm like,
Yeah.
I probably was maybe too kind to.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think I was that positive for.
Yeah, I don't remember you liking it.
But I'm like, that's one of my most like. I genuinely driving back from the cinema is like a very like it's burnt into my brain.
Yeah.
Of like that moment of what the fuck am I doing? That was terrible.
That's so funny.
and I hated that. And now I got to have like a level of energy
Yeah. Oh yeah.
to do a sort of a performative like, we saw this.
Hey, guess what happened, baby?
Hey, there's some
Yeah.
spoilers, we're gonna do this. But yeah, driving back and being like, I fucking hated that. That sucked.
Yeah.
And like that sucked because it was like I was expecting something completely different. I guess as well.
Don't really remember what I liked about it, but I do remember liking Rogue One. But yeah, well, and also because we recorded them all sleepy style, so yeah, you're right. You couldn't be kind of bothered giving your opinion.
Yeah.
But in a way, also, I do miss the midnight screenings because I miss when going to the movies felt like a big event.
Yeah,
which I
I'll
don't
give
really
you
think it
that.
does anymore for us. But it did back then. Going to see The Force Awakens was crazy. That felt, I was like, whoa, we're doing something.
Like,
then you go see when we go see The Mandalorian and Grogu or whatever, that will not feel like anything.
Because I forget what it was, but I wasn't there because I think I was not in the state.
Yeah.
But it was you and JD and maybe Adam.
Yeah.
Going to see one of the Star Wars. And
Yeah.
like Steele Saunders. did
Yeah, it was like a midnight. We went and saw it, and
Yeah.
then we did like a reaction live in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
And then we possibly even then went and recorded an episode. Like, it was a huge deal. I know. It's crazy to think about how much like event cinema it used to feel like.
and how it's changed.
Yeah, but yeah, so I guess I would like to kind of go back and do some base reactions to some of those older movies to be like, do I still feel the same now that I've
Yeah.
watched so much slop? Is something like
those movies that we either liked back then was like, oh no, the slop was there.
yeah, we just
had
didn't
a
we
different
hadn't
palette.
acclimatized or whatever. Yeah, or would I go back and be like, whoa, freaking Thor 2 is actually awesome because it's
Yeah,
not.
right.
Like all the modern movies that, I don't know. I think that'd be interesting to do.
Yeah.
On that note, kind of, that's a dangerous thing to say. That can end an episode sometime. Flynn867322 says, are there any Marvel projects you're genuinely looking forward to, or does it all just go downhill from here?
Oh, good question. It's a good question. I don't actually know. Part like being a long-term X-Men fan or X-Men
Yeah.
fan, there is that.
Oh, yeah. So you think if they were like, there's a new movie coming out 2026 or 2025, and it's like X-Men, like if they were like X-Men, tender beginnings or something, which
It's like so much. It's like I don't want to say the word looking forward to because I don't know if I am. And
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. Is like, is it just have I changed? Am I in a different place in my life? Am I, I'm closer to 40 than I am, 20. So it's like, all right, yeah. Do I care enough about these things before? Plus, like, I'm already coming off like a really invigorating run of X-Men where it was like
okay.
really exciting and new things was happening, and then that was cut short and then made awful again.
Yeah.
And now I'm
Yeah.
trying to think like of all the comics that I've read in my life, are there more good ones than bad ones?
Oh,
And
that's a
think
dangerous
so.
question to ask.
It's almost
Yeah.
like, well, you're like, maybe assessing a toxic relationship.
Yeah. You're
It's
like, am I
hey,
happier or sadder when I'm with this person? Yeah.
By and large, are the times that you've spent with this person or these characters
Yeah.
or this story or whatever, are you more happy than you are sad? Or are you more
Yeah.
happy than you are disappointed? Are
Yeah.
you more happy? And I don't know. I always expect more. But then on the flip side, like X-Men 97 or whatever was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
true.
But then on the other flip side, the person that was like the creator of that or one
Yeah.
of the show, apparently a big piece of shit.
that
So I don't know.
stinks.
I don't know.
That
It's
sucks.
just one of those things. Is that what happens with like X-Men? That you have to have a level of being an awful
Piece of
human
shit
being
to
to
make
make
a-
good heart? Like, Christ, like I don't know at this point. So even X-Men, yeah. Like if they were announcing X-Men, I don't know because again, the closest we've got is like Deadpool and Wolverine,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I
true.
just loathed. And
What about when Patrick Stewart showed up in Multiverse of Madness? Was that good? I'm coughing here.
yeah, I know. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the thing. They'll be like, "Has you?
I'm out again.
Are you out again?"
Am I? Or am I just not talking?
So yes, I don't know. Even if they launched an X-Men film, like or announced an X-Men film, it's like there's so much the opposite of goodwill.
Yeah.
That is there for that as a franchise. So I don't know. And because X-Men, I think, in terms of a storyline for Marvel, they tend to kind of work quite nice when it's all by itself. And
Yeah.
so you have like the X-Men over here, the Avengers over there doing their own sort of thing. And it's like these stories don't often really relate to those stories, but now you have this cinematic universe where you kind of, they have to. have to link.
It's got to combine.
You're like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I think for me, I'm always, I'm never looking forward to any of them really, but sometimes I'm like, that could be good. That's probably the
Yeah.
closest you get for me right now. Like Vision Quest, I don't know if that's what it's still called, but
Yeah.
Vision Quest, they're like James Spader is back as Ultron, and I'm like,
That could be good.
could be good. It's funny to see the like Ultron revisionism that's happening where people were like, bro, Marvel's only good character, only good villain. Where like at the time that was not the opinion that people had, but whatever.
Yeah, talk about going back to be like, oh yeah, because that movie, I left being like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But,
me too. I think I remember my specific scientific evaluation at the time, as crazy I remember this was that a good movie or was it just a bunch of stuff happening?
Yeah,
You know,
right.
which is
a good trailer, you know?
yeah,
that
you're like, is
initial
it like,
trailer.
was it just like, but anyway, so that could be good. What else? There was something else that's been announced recently that I was like, maybe.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic
Maybe.
Four could be good. Like,
Maybe.
everything has the potential to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And like, I gotta watch some of them anyway, so like, I
Yeah.
might as well sort of look forward to them. I think there's a possibility of like Marvel turning it around. That's always got to exist. So in a way, I don't know if it's all downhill from here. And even if it is all downhill, it'll be downhill till it hits a point and stops. And then they'll be making other movies or whatever. So
Yeah, I'm always very wary, and like again, it's that kind of weird thing where it's you saw this when people were talking about recasting of Kang and being like, oh, they gotta do in universe. You gotta think about she's gonna take the reins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta explain why it's this, and you're like, do you?
Yeah, I don't think
do
you
you need to.
I
Can't
don't
you just
think you
move
do.
on?
Yeah.
Can't we just fucking move? There is like so much stuff in comics where we just move on.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Oh, yeah.
about it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter. Who cares about if it's canon or not? If
I guess
the
it's just like-
continuity makes sense. Just move on. Just move on.
really just trying to recapture the high of Avengers, really.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like the MCU's been doing for just years.
Yeah, and
Because
I don't know. It just feels to me that they just should have you did Endgame. Well done.
Yeah.
The next thing, hey, let's not set up the multiverse. Let's not set up anything. Just get the creators who know these characters, the actors who know these characters, all that kind of things. And be
Yeah.
like, hey, what story do you want to tell? It doesn't need to be connected to the rest of our forward planning. It
Yeah.
just needs to be. This is a victory lap. We did incredible.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did something that no other franchise
For sure.
has done before. People didn't think we could pull it off, and we did it. And that's no small feat. So well done.
Yeah.
Let's take the victory lap. Let's go, hey, I don't know, Edgar Wright. Did you want to do that Ant-Man film
Yeah,
again?
hey,
Come on
now's your
back.
chance, buddy.
Now's your chance. Here's your idea. Like, I don't know. It's just that kind of thing where they could have, rather than just go on to the next big thing, have a breather, pat yourself on the back, and get the filmmakers making the films that they want to film, as opposed to higher ups are mandated to do this.
But I
this,
guess
and
it's that weird thing where you hit Endgame, where you make one of the freaking biggest movies anyone's ever made in a million years, and they're like, as if we would give this to a small creator to have any control over when we have a money-making machine and we want no mistakes. And then because of that, you
know.
just have a million mistakes.
It's that wonderful thing of like, yeah, we just let the people, like the creators, they did their own thing and people liked it. So
Yeah.
it was successful and it made money. So now we have to have control over it because what if they say
absolutely.
something or do something we don't like and we want that money.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, well, you just let them do what they were doing
Yeah.
and that's sort of, okay, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Whatever. People love Deadpool and Wolverine, so what do we
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
We're actually, the funniest thing about it is we're wrong.
Oh, that's the thing.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
we're very wrong.
Because
Like,
I'm like, man, tell interesting stories with
Nah.
people don't want that.
yeah, people don't. They just want nostalgia.
So fair enough.
Yeah, look, hey, maybe it's good.
Maybe
shit
we're
about
wrong.
that.
That's life.
Yeah.
Employee of the month says, "What did the boys make of the Year of Apes, Kong, Planet of the Apes, etc.? And obviously, do the boys want to see a sequel to the 2016 classic comedy Employee of the Month?" I actually saw none of those movies, which is very funny. Like I didn't see.
Did I?
You saw?
I did because I got a press screening
yeah.
thing, and I was like, okay,
Sure.
it was all right.
Funny we didn't talk about it. You had a
Yeah,
press
yeah,
screening,
yeah.
and then we were like,
Yeah.
"That was cool, free movie."
Yeah, no, it was all right. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was fine. I had a good time with it. I spent a lot of the movie trying to remember the original 5 movies of
Yeah,
Planet
yeah.
of the Apes because it kind of I think references them maybe.
I think I've
don't know.
only seen the first Planet of the Apes, like the
The
new
Charlton-
one, where
alright.
Draco Malfoy is mean to gorillas or whatever.
I like the Charlton Heston ones, and like even the after that.
Oh, yeah.
and all like they go back in time and all of those. I think they're really they're well done.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I love the idea of like humanity. There was a disease that got rid of that killed everyone's household dog and cat. So to cope with this, humanity got apes.
Is that the plot? That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's how they get like yes, I could Caesar or whatever he's
Yeah.
some guy.
He was a pet ape.
He was a pet ape, or one
What
of
the fuck?
or he's like
One of his guys in his
ancestors or
army.
whatever.
Yeah.
They were like,
they were
pet ape,
pet
whatever.
ape.
But that was in like the old, like,
Yeah.
Charlton Heston.
In this, he was a dementia monkey. They gave dementia medicine to.
Yeah, well, in this one, it's like 300 years after the fall of sea. I mean, it's kind of cool to be like, oh yeah,
I
monkeys
think
got religion,
that's
maybe.
Sick. That's sick.
Yeah,
Hey.
it was fun. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. It looked expensive because of all the CGI, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can understand why they just had guys in masks
of
telling a
course.
story.
Yeah. I don't know about Employee of the Month. I've never seen it, but an ape movie I think about all the time that I believe Joel Dersher is watching during his COVID times is called Link, which is about a guy. It's like Jaws, but with a chimpanzee, maybe. Anyway, it's got an extremely sinister energy. And I hope he watches it so he talks about it on the show.
I want a remake of the Matt LeBlanc ape movie where they play baseball.
Whoa! What about a remake of what's that one about the guy in the truck with his chimp friend, Blowjob and the Bear or something? Is the chimp named Blowjob?
It's just not.
Is he named
We've had this
Blowjob?
discussion before.
Someone's
No
name
one's
is-
named. I think it's maybe
He's named BJ.
BJ and the Bear or
What
something.
does BJ mean but blowjob in this life?
I don't know. Bob Jane. Team up.
Well, I'd be calling him blowjob.
Of course. you
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a good boy ask is what's something that JD would never do a baseless speculation on?
I don't think there's much because even if it was something he hated, he'd relish the opportunity to like talk
about how much
about
he
it.
hates
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Like I can't think of anything where he would be like outright no. I guess if we were like, let's do a baseless speculation on like I don't know, like a movie that's already out.
Maybe.
If we were like, hey,
why,
let's,
why are you doing
yeah,
that?
like
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
want
happened before.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we've been like,
know,
what about this
what-
movie? And he's like, it's been out for 2 weeks. I'm like,
Oh,
I didn't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's nothing really.
Yeah.
that I can't think.
I don't
about.
think it would be strange for him to put his foot down about a movie. Maybe if we were like I don't know what's out at the moment that's like not nerd or pop culture related.
Yeah.
Like if we were like the next season of I don't know.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone. Well, no, even then.
Well, I was like, yeah, he might be like, all right, we're going to do an episode about Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But it's like, say, 10 seasons, or The King of Tulsa. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
Where like 10 seasons in, none of us have seen a single
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
And we're doing a speculation of the last season.
Yeah.
But then there's something funny in that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
It's
don't
funny
know.
to do. So it's probably not much, I would say.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaren says, personally, I really enjoy your deep dives into the fuckedness of various media stories. Though they come up organically usually, have you considered talking about old history of any sort? Do you mean like the Hays Code or something? Is that what you mean? I guess we could talk about the Hays Code.
All right, so Fatty Arbuckle.
This is for you, Jaren. Time to talk Hays. Well, I think that something that we've done a little bit in the past, and it's always fun to do, is where it's like this movie was gonna come out. We did it with the fourth Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, where it's like this was on the cards, but for various reasons it fell through, and then we never got the movie. So I think that like those kinds of episodes are kind of fun, and to do them, you often end up going like in 2000 or whatever. Why didn't it happen?
Yeah.
What was the state of the
going
cinema
down
at the
like
time?
a bit of a wormhole, being like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why don't you... I don't know. A lot of that either requires a lot of research.
That is true.
Which,
We don't wanna do.
Yeah, we don't want to do. I don't be like, we're time starved.
Yeah.
But mostly it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to like put my feet up and have a bath on my day.
Yes,
off,
exactly.
I don't want to be reading about, I don't know, the history of Hulk.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, then maybe I do, so-
yeah, I don't know. It would have to be. I think it has to be kind of relevant to the episode.
Yeah.
Or if like something big happens,
Yeah.
like currently, then sometimes we'll do an episode on it. But I think it has to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, or from, like I was reading the
the Marvel
MCU history of and finding out how much of a maniac Stan Lee is. It's like, kind of has to happen incidentally.
Yes,
almost.
yeah, absolutely, for
Or like
sure.
a documentary came out, we're watching it.
Yeah, and then we're kind of doing a base reaction to the doco, but also just informing you all about, some fucked movie shit that's happening. Yeah.
So there's another. People want to know about apes.
Yeah.
Because, Piano Fish is, when are you going to finally do a base reaction to Bedtime for Bozo, the 1951 movie starring then future president, Ronald Reagan, and an ape?
I think it would be crazy to watch that movie. It would be really crazy to see Ronald Reagan hanging out with an ape. And really special.
I think so too.
I think it'd be really special to be a retreat to see.
What happened to that ape?
I don't
I
know.
got like a presidential award.
Do you reckon they had a good relationship on set? Wait, didn't they? Is there like something where he's like, I want to take him to the White House?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, one would hope so.
Something special.
You kind of wanted to go one or two ways. Right?
Yeah.
You don't want that like, oh yeah, he was fine to work with. I love
yeah.
Bozo. He was alright. I mean, like I didn't.
I'd
care
work with him again.
I work with him again, but I wouldn't jump at the opportunity. Like he was a fine ape, but you either want him to be like, I adored that ape. We connected in a way you can't even imagine.
Do you know
I
what
felt
Bedtime
so
for
close.
Bonzo is about?
No.
Okay, its central character, psychologist Professor Peter Boyd Reagan, tries to teach human morals to a chimpanzee.
Don't do that.
Hoping to solve the nature versus nurture question. Boyd hires Jane Lynn, to pose as the chimpanzee's mother whilst he plays father to it and uses 1950s era child rearing techniques. What the... I did not know that's what Bedtime... I mean, I guess that makes sense as a title, but... And then the sequel was Bonzo Goes to College, which is
So I guess it
awesome.
worked. Huh. Well, I hope they had a good time on set together. Well, I guess they made a sequel, so surely there was some connection.
During production, Reagan was nearly suffocated by the chimpanzee when it
maybe-
pulled on Reagan's necktie.
Maybe he hated Reagan.
Okay, after he broke free, the tie had to be cut off Reagan's neck by a crew member. Well, he worked with him on Bonzo Goes to College.
Imagine that time.
Wait, was Reagan in this movie?
You get
He did not come back for Reagan Goes to College. I mean, Reagan Goes to College.
imagine that timeline. We're robbed of future.
Oh my God.
Future president.
Old
who-
Ronnie Reagan killed by a chimp.
Killed by a chimp in his acting career. I wonder what that has.
So,
blissful history for us. You know?
Who was the ape?
Yes.
Because, so Ronald Reagan didn't come back for Bonzo Goes to College, right? But he did, I think famously, didn't Ronald Reagan do 2 movies where he worked alongside a chimpanzee?
Uh-huh.
So
Was it
the same? If it was not the same chimpanzee, that's even crazier. Ronald Reagan chimp. I gotta Google. Bedtime for Bonzo.
Is it just that one?
I thought he did. He must have only done it once with Bedtime for Bonzo. And then he was like, you know what?
Bonzo or Bozo?
Bonzo.
Huh.
Yeah, I always thought it was Bozo too, but
Bozo sounds better.
yeah.
I guess Bozo's a clown.
What happened to Bonzo the chimp?
Yeah, what did happen to Bonzo the chimp? Only good things?
She went to the circus.
Only good things.
Yeah. She was in the circus for a while, I must say.
Yeah.
At least 20 years. Then she just got sick in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
And then she was buried in a pet cemetery. You could go visit Bonzo if you lived in the area. Anyway, there you go. That's basically what the base reaction would have been like. So I hope that was satisfactory for you. I learned a lot about Bonzo and his shenanigans.
Okay, well, a Forgotten Donut asks, if you could greenlight a sequel to any movie, which one would it be?
Whoa, huge question. Okay.
What's that one film? Because someone mentioned Dane Cook before.
Yeah.
And where he's like, he plays like not a murderer, but
Okay.
it's also got Kevin Costner, Mr. Brooks.
Oh. Mr.
Yes.
Brooks.
So it's Kevin Costner plays a serial killer.
Okay.
And he's also got like the Dark Passenger, and it's played by is it William Hurt, I believe. Yes,
Whoa,
William Hurt.
that's huge.
Demi Moore's in there, and Dane Cook, I think, is in it as Dane Cook is in it as well. I'm fairly certain that was originally going to be Zach Braff before Zach Braff
Whoa.
pulled out. But the whole thing is Kevin Costner, Mr. Brooks. He's a serial killer, and
Yeah.
he's like he just loves to do that little murdering, right? And he's got a family. So he's got a wife and a daughter. And so he kills somebody, and then Dane Cook is like he sees it happen because he's across the street or whatever on a different apartment block. He sees it happening, and then he's like, I want to be there when you next.
Oh,
murder
I
somebody."
see.
Like he's got that voyeur.
Yeah.
Stuff. And yeah, so he's like, okay, and then it's about Mr. Brooks, Kevin Costner trying to. First off, placate this Dane Cook, as well as keeping the police at bay, and also having a home life. And
Sounds good.
He's very worried that his daughter's going to kill him, and also very worried his daughter's going to become a serial killer. Because I think the daughter, there's someone that she's off to college, and someone dies or gets killed in a very questionable
Yeah.
way. So he's wondering if it's like, oh, is my daughter got the same affliction that I do, and how can I
see.
connect with that? And then maybe I'm trying to remember this or not. It's like if it was. Either he has like a dream sequence where he dreams that his daughter comes in and like cuts
Yeah.
his throat, or it was like going to be the original end was going to be the daughter does have
A dark passenger or
dark
whatever, yeah.
and it was going to end with her killing Kevin Costner.
okay.
But it's a great little film. Quite enjoyed
Cool.
it. It'd be cool to have a sequel. The whole thing sets up. Spoilers for this. When was it made? Spoilers for a
Like what, 2019?
2007
2007
maybe?
film.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's spoilers for that is Dane Cook. He takes him to a murder.
Yeah.
and because he's like a little piss boy, he actually wets his pants.
Oh,
leaving
yeah.
DNA. Things
Oh,
on the scene,
no,
all this
piss
kind
on
of
the
stuff.
crime
He does, 'cause
scene.
he's too excited or he gets too nervous, whatever it is.
Yeah.
or weakening his shy bladder, or opposite.
Yeah.
And so then Kevin Costner kills Dane Cook,
Oh, I see.
and then blames all the murders
Oh,
on
clever.
his character. So gets away with it scot-free.
there you go.
Good film. It would be nice for a sequel.
Yeah.
But I think because it was around about that same time as like Dexter and stuff, and then Dexter fell off the wagon.
Yeah. Dexter fell off the wagon. Yeah, you're
Dexter,
right.
oh, bad.
Yeah.
And,
It's got a sequel TV series and then a second sequel TV series is coming
it?
too.
Why?
Yeah, they had one where he was a lumberjack, and then they did a thing where they're like, we're not getting a second season of the lumberjack season, but we are getting a new season. So like Dexter up to season 7, say. Then you have one season of Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter being a lumberjack.
Dexter the lumberjack,
Yeah.
and then but that's done, and then you're getting a new season of another Dexter doing something else. I don't know, dude.
And it's with the same.
Yeah,
same
it's still
Dexter?
freaking same deck though.
Michael C. Hall.
Michael C. Hall's still same deck though. I don't know, man. It's not for me.
No, used to be. So good.
I
couple
like
seasons,
I
I would
like
say,
the first couple
so
seasons
good.
too. It was very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Book asks, great name. If the boys could magically get any comic book storyline or property into a big budget movie, which would they choose and who would they cast? Great question.
Huh.
I don't know. It's the problem is that
Yeah.
it could go so wrong so easily, you
And
know?
you're like, here's something I really like.
yeah.
Don't.
Don't wreck it.
I've got two.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got. Is this your wake up alarm?
No, this is just like someone just messaging me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just popular.
I was gonna say I got two. I got three.
Yeah.
but I think two of them. One of them was like in production, but then it stopped because of the mouse guard stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, that sounds pretty good. You could
Sure.
do that. Actually, all the ones I'm thinking of are kind of like they could work really well as animations.
Yeah.
So you've got is it Pride of Baghdad?
Oh yeah.
Brian K. Vaughan. God, it's a fucking good story, and it's like it's based on a true true events that happened.
Yeah.
and it was like during the bombing of Baghdad. A bunch of Pride of Lions basically escape because they're walls get bombed. They can go. It's a great scene where I think a giraffe is like, "It's happening, the end of days," and then a bomb falls on its head and it blows up or whatever. And then they just go and like they have this sort of adventure through Baghdad. But then they the final thing is they get the American soldiers come across them and they just gun them down. You're like,
fuck.
and it's based on like when American soldiers encountered
for sure.
escaped lions from Baghdad Zoo.
Yeah.
And it's really well done. It's really well drawn. It's very dark, of course it is, and it's like about wartime and how the effects of not just on humanity, but the effects on people, animals, all the things. And
sure.
it's, you can really tell like a nice sort of story there. And I think it'd be really cool if there was like an animation for that. So there's that one. I don't know who you'd cast at it because, like, honestly, it's voices, it's voice
Yeah,
like
for sure.
voice work. So voice actors don't get big names for voice.
Yeah,
actors.
yeah, for sure.
Come on, there's a reason why you have a voice actor in that. The other way is Bone. Like, Jeff
Bone.
Smith's
That's right, Bone.
Fuck, it's so good. I don't know if there's ever been any sort of like rumblings of any sort of.
I feel like I've heard of something like they were going to make a
I think
Bone.
on Netflix, maybe,
Yeah,
but then
and then
that
it kind of fell through, yeah.
due to COVID. So that is disappointing. And another one, I'd love to if they ever did something like this, but Blankets. It's like a very coming of age story by Craig Thompson.
Oh yeah.
It's a really it's a good tome of a book, but it is just a coming of age about life and growing up and dealing with trauma, and it's just and dealing with like religious trauma as well,
yeah.
like and it's a really I think it won like an Eisner.
Oh yeah.
And it's not superheroes. It's a very
Yeah.
almost like I don't know if it's an autobiographical kind of story, but it's if you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it.
Yeah, sure.
Blankets, very very good book. Like those ones, and I don't know who you'd want to cast.
No idea. Casting, I'm never good at casting. I can't remember the actors.
Half the actors are now like 50 and should have passed the torch by now,
exactly.
but they haven't.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that the same problem that is affecting everywhere else is also affecting Hollywood.
Absolutely. I don't know. I guess maybe Kings in Disguise is a comic that I've always loved, which I think somebody sent me a copy of.
they
I wish
did.
I could remember who.
Yes.
But somebody sent me a copy of, which I love. So Kings in Disguise, great comic set during the Great Depression about hobos. It's awesome. It'll make a good movie, I reckon. But yeah, I can't think of no comic book, like no comic-y superhero, nothing there. I don't reckon.
No, thank you. Let's see here.
Buck and Zuck, great name, says, for better or worse, do you think the cancelled Batgirl movie will ever see the light of day, whether it's leaked by someone for the lols or officially? I would like it to be leaked.
I would love it to be leaked because I'm curious to see what Brendan Fraser.
I know Brendan Fraser is the freaking
Fire something,
whatever his name is, Firefly. Yeah, that's. I mean, literally just to see Brendan Fraser acting. Like I know he's been in production since, obviously, like The Whale and shit. But like to see Brendan Fraser doing kind of like genre movies again would just be. It'd be cool. It'd be neat. And like I don't know, Batgirl's interesting enough. And like, hey. Even if the movie's a freaking piece of shit, there's so many pieces of shit. It's not going to be worse than any other piece of shit. It's not going to be worse than Black Adam.
I was like, it could be worse. Yeah, it's not going to be worse than Black Adam. Probably not going to be worse than The Flash.
Yeah, it's not going to be worse than Shazam. Like, it'll be as bad as Shazam 2. That's what I reckon. If it's as bad as Shazam 2, maybe Shazam 1. Although Shazam 1 I kind of remember enjoying, but yeah.
Yeah, do I think it'll ever release? No, I just don't think so. I think it's been deleted.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely think they've basically just taken a magnet to the hard drive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have. I think there was like a big...
Well, the actors, the directors, I think... Weirdly, I don't know why I was reading about this. I was trying because we're watching The Mummy, which made me look at Brendan Fraser. And going on IMDb and being like, Batgirl was still in production. Which made me laugh. And then looked in the trivia stuff. But yeah, the directors did, I think it's like the Bad Boy films. And one of them was like getting married overseas, and like Will Smith was there.
What the fuck?
And like, that's when the news broke that it was being shelved, and like Will Smith had to kind of like help. Like, Will Smith helped him sort of navigate.
Oh my god!
All of that bullshit to be like, what the hell?
That's crazy.
Which is just so I guess as a filmmaker, so disappointing.
Yeah,
and as like an actor or anyone that worked on it, so disappointing you can't use them in your show.
For sure.
And then reading about that, it was the directors went to try and see if they could salvage anything, and nothing was there. Either they'd been locked out or been moved, and like maybe preemptively. That they figured they would do this, they moved it around or something like that. But there was also a funeral screening of it, so like
it exists.
The people that were in the film or whatever got to like watch it before it was shelved. Maybe
oh my God, the vibes. Yeah,
maybe it exists in some state in a vault somewhere. But I think if it was to ever be released. I don't know. That whoever's doing that is getting sued into oblivion. Maybe if Zaslav breaks up Warner Brothers.
Yeah. I feel like it's just going to be lost media for years and years and years, and then if it ever comes out, it'll be like that, like you hear this all the time with lost media stuff, where it's just like in a random fucking estate sale on an old like hard drive. Holy shit, it's Batgirl. Yeah. So if it's gonna come anywhere, I think that'll be it.
Yeah, I think like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those ones where we're like, we ain't gonna get it. Maybe the next generation
Yeah.
might.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
exactly. Yeah.
I sincerely doubt we will, unless Warner Brothers gets like hacked up and sold.
Yeah, and even then,
And
like,
even then,
yeah.
and even then, it would be like, in a garage sale
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
stuff, where some like fucking source company
Yeah.
bought this one segment of the vault.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like, oh,
Oh, hey, look, check this out. Absolutely.
yeah.
Who am I asks when do erotic films become pornos? It's specifically the angle where it's like behind the guy's balls.
Yeah.
and it's just like a close up of like the dick going into the pussy, but
Yeah.
like it's so close up that it's like it kind of just looks like shifting flesh. It kind of looks like just like looking at like an octopus's tendrils going crazy.
Yeah.
That with a
yeah.
cream pie is when it becomes pornos.
So before the cream pie is not.
Well, no, but that leading into a cream.
Okay.
Well, no, yeah, I would say until the cream pie,
So
it's not
before
pornos.
that, it's not. It's still erotic.
It could be an erotic movie.
Okay, I would argue
Yeah.
probably the moment they show full pen, that is when it becomes pornos.
Because you can show full pen in an erotic art house film. In Nymphomania by Lars von Trier, there's probably penetration.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
guess,
not a porno.
Are we showing as in like close
Dick
up
in
pen?
pussy. Dick?
Yeah, I understand.
In pussy.
You don't in the action.
Yeah, dick in pussy.
I understand the concept.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of
Full
the concept.
visual penis in vagina.
Like how, but like are we
Short
getting-
bus?
Yeah,
Short bus shows dick in pussy, right?
That's fair enough.
Is that a porno?
No, it's erotic.
But if they have the angle from behind with the
Yeah.
balls slapping and then it ends in a cream pie,
I would
brother,
just-
that's
I
a
don't
porno.
think it needs to end on the cream pie.
I think it helps.
I mean, it always helps.
Yeah, I think
But
it.
I don't think it is required for it to be
Hey, that's fair.
a porno.
Different strokes for different, folks.
strokes.
Yeah.
And you can't stroke it to eroticism.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's not there for titillation. That's there for
exactly. It's not there for you
enjoyment,
to
but
get
not
off.
that kind of enjoyment. It's
Yeah.
there to be like how you'd stare at a painting and be like,
Wow, I'm enjoying art right now. Though jerking off to like art, like at a gallery, not at a gallery, but the idea of like achieving orgasm, looking at like I don't know, like what's a famous nude? Like
okay, I was going to say like Starry Night. But
Yeah,
no,
well, Starry Night,
Famously,
that's
the
powerful.
Venus coming. out
oh
of
yeah,
the
Venus
shell
to yeah, the
thing,
Venus
whatever
coming
that
out of a
one's
show.
called.
Or I think you'd want to come up to whack off to would be what's it called?
Mm.
So and so, someone coming out of the well to judge humanity. Whatever that famous painting is, I gotta find out. Coming out of the well
Mm-hmm.
to judge.
humanity.
That's not how you spell judge.
That's fine.
Whatever. Anyway, it
That
doesn't
one.
matter. That one I'll whack off to. Fatali Gang wants to know, do you guys have more fun reviewing a dog shit movie or a good movie? Which is a good question. And hard to answer, sort of.
Yeah, it depends because like there are dog shit movies that I had a good time in.
Yes.
So like I will always look at BVS fondly, in that it was such an insane film that I kind of adore it.
Yes.
Um,
Truth coming out of the well to judge humanity. Anyway, go on. I had to be Joel Dusha for a
can you
second.
show us a picture? Is it
Yeah,
good?
absolutely. It's a
I
great
wanna
painting.
see.
I think it's truly beautiful, really. But that's not the painting.
That was like trees, my dude.
Yeah, she's so pissed off. Where is she? Where's fucking? Let me find truth coming out of the
wanna
well
see
to
the
judge humanity. I'm just getting memes for some reason.
What's it called? Truth.
Truth coming out of the well.
Okay. Oh my god, why is my okay. Truth
Why am I not getting the full picture on Google Images?
coming out of her well?
Coming out of her well to judge humanity. Yeah, there it is. Look,
Oh
it's
yeah.
great. She's coming out of the well to judge humanity. She's so pissed off, and she's got a broom, dude.
Oh dude,
she's gonna
she's
gonna wallop me.
angry.
I'm sorry, Truth. I'm sorry,
Dude.
Truth. I was riffing about.
She looks like she has caught you jerking. it.
She
Like
does.
she's so
She's-
cut.
Yeah, Truth's pissed off, dude.
Man,
Humanity
Truth
is gonna cop it.
Pissed.
Oof.
So yeah, BVS. I always look at that, or say The Flash, or even like more recently Deadpool v. Wolverine.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, those last two were very boring, and it was boring to sit through.
Yeah.
Whereas BVS, I'm like, I'm excited because I don't know what's going on, and it's bad.
Yeah,
but I know
for sure.
What's going on here? And so I think there's like two different types of bad films. And I
for
think,
sure.
I think we're getting a lot more of the latter than the former. Because the former requires risk.
Yeah.
And say what you will about BVS, and we did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you know, there was some risks there. There was, and then there was also look. I would argue it wasn't good, but like you know, there was at least like love and care for I guess, their iteration or version of
Yeah.
what they thought the character was.
Yeah,
or the
sure,
characters were.
sure.
It doesn't line up with what I think some of those characters might be, but nevertheless, hey,
Yeah.
it was interesting. And I still think, like, the moment there's that, no matter how you get there, the scene where it's not Granny's piss or whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not Peach, it's Granny's piss.
God, what a scene.
What a scene! But you see, but then you look at it and kind of analyze it from like the cinematography of it all,
Yeah.
and the editing and everything, and it's like, okay, cool. So you see the explosion happen, and then it kind of goes out to the courthouse, and it goes out to, and it keeps zooming out,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
right,
this
it
kind
does
of thing
too.
of like, well, at least there's some care there. There's
Yes,
at least some visual storytelling of like, yeah, this is something that is heard around the world. This is something
true,
that has
true,
an
true.
impact and importance. And at least it's like, I can see what they're trying to do. And
I think-
so that's good. Whereas, I don't know, Deadpool or Flash, I'm like, I'm so bored.
Yeah.
So bored.
For me, like the enjoyment of the review is like wholly dependent on whether or not I have something to say about it. So like, I feel like, say like the Marvels, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I'm sure I freaking ran my mouth in that
Yeah.
episode, but I didn't really have anything to say about that movie. I didn't have any like opinion really. I was just like, oh, that was like not as enjoyable as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
The end. But like Deadpool and Wolverine, even though I really didn't enjoy the movie, reviewing it was fun because I came out of it with a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
And a lot of things to say and a lot of stuff that I wanted to articulate about
Yeah.
like art and movies and whatever.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think a bad movie can be more fun, but it can also be way less fun. A good movie is a kind of weird one where you can sometimes it's kind of the same thing. Sometimes you just come out of a movie and you're like, that was good.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to say. Like, yeah, I had a good time. I feel like there was a movie we watched recently. It wasn't Furiosa because I had stuff to say about that. But there was another movie. Hey, go back through our based reactions and find one of the like 4 where we liked the movie. One of them, I feel like my opinion was just like, yeah, that was fun. Like
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
time. Had a great time.
So sometimes you just don't have any shit to say, even if you enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
But if something like Furiosa, I'm like, oh, I got opinions. I got stuff I want to articulate here. So that's a more enjoyable review, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like good movies that I've like seen recently. Like, of course, there's Furiosa, and yeah. But the thing is, it was so good, and I wanted to talk about it with other people to be like, how good was this? And I'm thinking like more again, sort of recent movie, but it's a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I did not expect to.
Yeah.
It was a Pig.
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
Nick Cage's Pig, and holy shit, I haven't really stopped
Thinking about it?
about that film. Like,
That's
it's
awesome.
so good, but I don't have much to say that hasn't
Yeah.
already either been said before or that I can really add to it other than I'm like, it was really good.
Yeah.
It said a lot about just those moments in life. Like it's like everything is fleeting. We only sort of get like a small chance of this like thing to like experience everything. So yeah, cherish it when
absolutely.
you got it. And it's just everything is so good about that film. It's in the world building, the storytelling, and it's beautiful, and it set it up like it's gonna be like a John Wick.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah.
No,
what I've heard.
but I kind of I couldn't talk about that at length.
Absolutely.
But
Well,
like it's a fun film.
at the top of the episode, I was like, I really like Alien 3. And Aliens, I also really like, but I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's good and it's fun, but like, I don't have anything extra to say about it. But Alien 3, kind of because it's imperfect, I'm like, whoa, I got stuff to,
Yeah, you got stuff
So
to
it's
talk
kind of just, if we got stuff to say, it'll be a good episode. But also, here's the trick of baseless speculation. If we ain't got shit to say, it'll be funny because we're gonna talk about something. So we're gonna fill the hour and 10 minutes or whatever. So we'll probably get sidetracked and talk a bunch of
about, I
shit.
don't know. Yeah, talk about some kind of what's the name, the Johnny Depp film.
Oh yeah, Mordecai. We'll go Mordecai crazy. When we don't have anything to say about Beetlejuice, well, I don't even know if that was that. I think we just got so taken by Mordecai.
Laid.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so,
I
dude.
think so. And I guess, look, a good final question
Okay.
for the episode is that Deep asks, if Goodfellas pairs perfectly with meatballs,
It really
what
does.
other films pair perfectly with other meals?
So this is a reference to Base Speculation
Plus.
Plus, a bonus episode we did, which we do them occasionally. If you sign up to Baseless Speculation Plus, you'll get them. We're in it. I watched Goodfellas.
Instead of watching Shang-Chi,
I was making meatballs.
Hey, have you watched it since? As in Shang-Chi, sorry. Have you actually gone back and actually?
I was on a plane recently. and it was there. I was on the plane and I was looking through the movies. I was like, what could I watch?
It's like less than 2 hours.
I had like an 8-hour flight, and I was like,
less
there's Shang-Chi, baby.
Right there, dude.
And instead, I watched The Maltese Falcon, starring Detective Sam Spade. And he's got a strange relationship with women, that man. As a detective, he's got a strange... But
The Maltese Falcon.
what a movie, though.
I mean, yeah.
It was really good. And I also watched Late Night with the Devil,
Okay.
which I didn't like very much.
That's fair. That's like a recent film.
Which
I
it kind of felt
suppose.
like a segment of like a VHS, like one of those, compilation movies or whatever you call them. And then what the fuck else did I watch?
It's right there. It's like
I watched something else.
It's like what? How long is Shang-Chi? It can't be more than 2 hours.
Brother, of all the people on Earth, I'm the one who doesn't know.
Yeah,
I know the least how long Shang-Chi is. I watched
going to the UK.
Hail
soon.
Caesar, the Coen Brothers movie.
Wow.
Really good too.
Yeah.
Hail Caesar. I'm about to sound like a crazy person. Okay. There are some movies out there that to me feel like they have a secret meaning. To me, they feel like there's something going under the surface. And if only I could figure out what it is. And those movies are the ones I can remember. Hail Caesar and Disney's Dinosaurs.
Interesting.
Do you remember that movie?
I do remember
It's about
that movie.
dinosaurs, and every time I watched it as a
The
kid, I was
Parade,
like,
maybe?
what's going on under here?
What
No.
is it?
It's like the CGI one, the CGI dinosaur movie, Dinosaurs. And every time I'd watch it as a kid, and
like,
probably I'd be like,
There's something.
I'm like, it's
hidden
trying to
there.
tell me something.
Okay.
This
Okay.
movie's
What's-
got a
yeah.
secret for me.
Well, I mean, that's like Coen Brothers in a nutshell sometimes.
Yeah,
What's that movie where
movie.
Billy Bob?
it's got a secret to tell me.
Probably does, dude.
I
We
think
should
so.
watch it.
I think I should watch it, try to
Yeah.
figure out what is the secret
we
of
can
dinosaurs.
watch it together.
Okay.
What's the Coen Brothers movie about the Billy Bob Thornton? He's a hairdresser.
Fuck. It's not
The man who wasn't there. No.
Yes, the
Yeah?
man who wasn't there. Yeah, the man who wasn't there. I always get it confused with what's it called? Not A Simple Man, but that awesome one that's the Book of Job, but
Okay.
funny. Yeah. I've never seen the man who wasn't there, but I want to see.
I remember I watched it once, maybe when I was stupider. So any time from yesterday.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
when I was 10.
Yeah.
I remember watching that, being like, okay, and then reading a review or something like that,
Yeah.
or analysis of it years later, and it was just like, you can tell that this person is clearly an alien, and he's going back to his like mothership at the end. And I'm like, what?
Huh?
Yeah, he's visiting and yeah, he's going back to his home. I'm like, what?
That's so funny.
Are you sure we watched the same film? I don't know.
Because I kind of like I watch
Maybe
Hail
there's a
Caesar.
secret.
Yeah, see, some movies have a secret in them.
secret.
Like I watch Hail Caesar and I'm like, okay,
little secret.
I get it. Like the main guy is kind of like a Christ figure in a way, in that he sacrifices a lot, and like I feel like I get it on a surface level, but I'm like, you have a secret for me, Hail Caesar, just like dinosaurs. You have a secret to tell me.
Is it a secret for you personally, or is it a secret for like the movie-going audience?
It's like.
Can you tell me an example of this kind of secret?
I don't know. I've never
experienced-
cracked the secret of any movie.
Okay.
What it feels like,
Okay.
it's like imagine you have a chest of drawers or a desk, and the desk, you look at it and you're like, that's just a desk.
Yeah.
But it's got like a couple of little secret buttons and levers,
okay.
and if you press them in the right order, a little
gonna
secret
open up.
drawer opens with a treasure in it. That's what those movies feel like to me, specifically Hail Caesar and Dinosaurs.
All right.
Can't tell you anything else. That's
Okay.
all I got for you, buddy.
Okay.
I might be unwell. In terms of meats that pair well with other movies.
Right. Yes. Meals.
Meals,
Doesn't
not
mean
meats.
Doesn't
Okay.
mean meals.
I feel like there's got to be a movie out there that pairs perfectly well with like a big slab of steak.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, is there a good movie out there that you can have with a Luxor?
Whoa, Luxor movie.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that movie called?
Probably a great movie that everyone should watch, Chungking Express.
I wrote Express. I wrote Express,
Chungking
and I was
Express.
like, it was something Express.
Fantastic movie.
That's so funny.
That would pair very well with like Luxor or like noodles or something like that. It's a great film. I should watch that again.
It is a good
Oh,
South
it's
Park.
so
That's-
good,
look,
man.
Express.
Chunking,
I was like,
there
it was
you go.
something.
We had the same
yeah.
movie in our heads, dude.
Yeah,
Remember watching
that.
that for uni and like kind of falling in love, a little bit. Like I love that movie.
Yeah,
that would
that
be really
movie's so
good.
good.
I think Bad Times at the El Royale would be good for a steak and a black coffee.
I think that is a good film for a like a smash burger.
Oh yes, yum.
Yeah,
What's a good hot dog movie?
Good hot dog movie.
Good hot dog movie.
Good.
This
hot
is maybe controversial. No, I was gonna say Lost Boys, but I think Lost
no.
Boys is a chili movie.
Yeah.
Big bowl of chili, slice of like a bit of bread. You
Oh.
dip.
I'm thinking like a baseball movie.
Oh yeah, Field of Dreams.
No, not Field of Dreams. The one with what's his name?
Field of Dreams is a good oatmeal movie. Yes.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with what's his name? Estevez, but not Estevez. The brother,
Oh,
Charlie Sheen.
Yes. Oh fuck! What is that movie?
Yeah.
I know the movie you mean. Yeah, that'd be a good dog movie. Great dog movie. Yeah, yeah. It does need to be a baseball movie or
Major League.
Major League. Good,
Yeah.
good dog movie.
That's a good dog
You know,
movie.
another good dog movie, I reckon. First Bueller's Day Off.
That is a good
be
dog
good,
movie.
good dog movie. Eat a hot dog while watching it.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, especially. I mean, there is a brief scene where they're at the baseball where I'm imagining eating the dog, so you got to time it right. But
Yeah. The Sandlot kids would be really good for like a peanut butter sandwich.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think Stand By Me is a good movie for cheese and salami or like bologna. Probably you would go sandwich and a cold bottle of Coke glass.
No, I think milk.
Milk.
I want to say Stand By Me. I think it's a tall glass of milk, and I want to say maybe like a plowman's lunch.
Milk and a plowman's for Stand By Me.
Yeah.
This is madness coming from you. That's a cheese and bologna sandwich and a glass Coke bottle. Plowman's lunch? What are you, a farmer? It's like it's 1950s America.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
No, I mean, hey, don't let me
Hey,
this is how you want to watch it.
Well, I'm thinking because I'm like, you're on the right track. I think you're on the right track there.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it might be a thing. Actually, because
I
it's
guess
a bit
it's
of
like pickles and cheddar cheese. And
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm like,
Plowman's,
'cause we're right with the same,
pickles
like-
is American.
it's cheese.
Yeah.
It's bread.
rolled up bits of ham.
Rolled up bits of ham. It's almost like a
charcuterie board.
A charcuterie board, but not as fancy.
Yeah,
like a,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
full bed charcuterie board. You got
Yeah,
a slab
okay.
of bread. You got a slab of ham. You got a slab of cheese.
I suppose I get that in that the kids in Stand By Me are like on a journey camping together, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like
I wanted something you could have in a bundle.
yeah. You could kind of bring that and then get a leech on your balls or whatever happens in Stand By Me. Yeah.
What? Let's see. What other kind of like? I can't think of a steak film.
I don't. Yeah, I feel like there's got to be one out there, like a. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Hey, listener, viewer, if you can think of a movie that'd be perfect to eat, like
Yeah.
a big,
Yeah.
like
I wanna
medium
think-
rare steak, mashed
I
potato,
was gonna
maybe.
go like a foreign language, like a French film.
Oh, yeah.
I can think of right off my head was like, oh yeah, Amelie. But like, you don't want to. You don't
No,
want to. That's
steak
that's
does
a
not-
halloumi salad.
yes,
kind
yeah,
of vibe.
absolutely, or an ice cream movie.
Yeah,
big ice cream.
Ice cream
film.
sandwich vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like run Lola run, but you don't want anything too heavy. That
No,
you-
see, for me, a
that's almost
steak movie. Steak movie's got to be. You know what this could be a steak movie like Taxi Driver. Could be a steak movie. In my mind, it's not a good steak for some reason.
Oh,
I'm
like
imagining it kind of
okay.
like very like greasy
Oh,
and
okay.
oily and maybe charred
Oh,
steak.
well, that changes things.
Yeah. Not a nice steak.
Oh,
yeah.
well, in that case, that 9mm,
9mm big steak movie.
like shit steak.
yeah, shit
Oh.
steak. Like maybe.
It's shit steak. You're in a like a white tea that's stained. That's a movie you're watching. Like, well, it's bad.
And you know-
beans. It's a steak and beans.
Steak
film.
and beans.
Yep.
And you know when you have like you make a meal, but then the plate's too big.
Yeah.
That's like that. Like the steak's like got
So
too much
it's,
room.
It's a thin steak.
Yeah.
It's been overcooked, so it's very grey.
Yep.
And a big slop of beans, like baked beans, next to it. White bread.
Yeah. And the steak juices are somehow taking up all of the empty real
Yeah.
estate on the plate.
They're
like
they're going to the bread.
Yeah.
Inside
Soggy
the
steak bread.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
great meal to watch 9mm with. Yeah. Well,
Well, yeah. Let us know what other, meals we'll pair with some.
yeah, exactly. I'd love to know your meal pairings.
You can either let us know in the comments if you're watching this on the YouTube, or let us know in the Base of Speculation Discord on Sandsman Plus or the
email,
speculation. Yes, or the email.
bsboyspod@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know. We'll try and do more mailbag or listener questions or, we're going to try and do some more of that. So let us know what food you're eating a movie with.
And on that note, I've been Joel.
I've been Jackson.
And we have been the BS Boys.
Yeah.
Well, I like that we're doing it in unison. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm still thrown by what movie you're eating what meal you're eating a movie. What meal? What am I trying to say?
Fuck to find out.
What meal you're eating a movie with? What movie you have this meal with?